One of my earliest memories here is when I came for one of the interviews with Lance and Brownie, and Lance said to me, this place gets in your blood, and I sort of brushed it off because I've been at a few Premiership clubs, and you get passionate wherever you are, but the more I'm here, the more that resonates in my mind, because it really does get in your blood here. And this is a really special rugby club, and people are so passionate about it. You go into the city, you see the badge everywhere. It's really, really powerful, and it's really, really important to me that everybody who comes and watches Gloucester play or watches on TV always sees the fighting spirit of the lads, that they'll never ever throw the towel in, and win or lose, they'll give everything they've got. I come to work every day very honoured that I'm even a very small part of this club, and win or lose, you'll never see a Gloucester team not give everything they've got. When you up sticks and move your family, there's more to think about than just your own career, and whether it's a smart move. And moving the kids, coming here, we didn't really know what we were coming to. We didn't know the area, we didn't know anyone in the area. But actually I've found it a brilliant place to move to. We've fully immersed ourselves. I love bumping into people in the street, and I could talk rugby all day, so I'm really lucky with my wife. She'll support whatever's we think's right for the family, and she's very, very supportive of me doing this role, which I couldn't do without her. You want people behind you who are extremely passionate when you win, and when you lose, you've got to take what comes with that, and I think that's okay, because it comes from a good place and it comes with passion, and everybody wants to win, and I think the more games we win, the more excited everybody gets, and a loss can seem devastating then, can't it? Which is where you want to be. You want to be a good rugby team who wins more games than they loses, and therefore the losses become painful and everyone suffers and can't wait to get to the next weekend to win again. So, I think you've got to embrace it, you've got to enjoy it, and you've got to understand why everyone's so passionate, and I'd much rather have it that way than any other. My first year here, like I say, I was very conscious not to talk about the city and, the passion for the club and all that, because I didn't understand it, and I wasn't, I'm not from here, and, I've only come here and played or coached on the opposition, so I had no real grasp of it. So for the first year, I didn't reference it. I didn't go near it. It would have been false for me to do that. And over time, I've realised the passion, the detail, the history, the stories that are around this place, and it excites me. And I want to embrace it, and I want the players to embrace it. The players understand the history. They understand the history of the stadium. There were some games we lost last year that were painful losses, but actually the boys showed unbelievable fight. And the conversations I had in the street, you would have thought we'd won, and that's what you can start to take pride in that, and you can start to build on that, and the objective is always to win. You never lose and be okay with that. But actually I realised, like I say, the passion round here, if you've got fighting spirit and you turn up and play hard for the badge and for everybody who's watching, people respect that. There's some obvious strengths to our game, and the maul gets talked about a lot, and it's been a real super strength for us this year. We've still got a long way to go. There are lots of pieces that I think can come together, and I think the ceiling on this group, well, I don't know what the ceiling on this group is. This year they've pushed on. I think we're the best in the league at some areas. We need to be better in other areas to really push on and make sure we're cemented at the right end of the table. There's been some good strides this year, and that's the plan, is to keep bolting it on and end up being as good as we can be. Last year, the lessons I learned, it's just so many, and it was good and bad, and I made loads of mistakes, and hopefully did lots of good stuff as well, and learnt about the team around me, learnt the players sort of inside out, and they learnt me, and the staff. We've got some unbelievable people across all boards inside this club, and everybody's desperate for the club to be successful. And I think what we're doing on the pitch, I think what Lance and Brownie are lining up behind the scenes and all the rest of it, it's all slowly coming together nicely. But that's what you need. You need good people. You need good people who are willing to give that extra bit, work that extra hour or two, really throw themselves into it. And we're really lucky from that point of view that that's all in place now. So we're not going to change a huge amount in the playing squad next year or people within the building. And I think we're in a really, really good spot. We work unbelievably hard. There's massive untapped potential that we haven't got near yet. And that's massively exciting. I think, the club's got big ambitions of sort of building itself to being a superpower within the English game, which it absolutely should be, and we'll all be trying to make sure that happens. Belief is in those dark moments, I think, is when you really sort of find out. And funnily enough, last year when we weren't winning enough games and we were, back-to-back losses, I had belief the whole time, because I saw the good people coming through, and I saw the good lads in the squad, and I saw lads growing, and I don't think it's quite hard to understand sometimes when you're in those moments. But again, my role is always to take the emotion out of it and see what's in front of us and understand what needs to be fixed and what can go better. And the belief grows once you've been hammering something for 18 months and then it starts to happen on the pitch. The players stop thinking you're a madman and go, oh, okay, we've got this. But, you know, from my point of view, I believe in this group, and I keep saying I genuinely believe it could do whatever it wants to do. I'm massively grateful for the club for giving me this contract, but I'm massively grateful for the first one because, you know, the club did take a punt. There was far more high-profile people than me they could have gone for, which would have been the easy option in terms of people's perceptions and what's right and what's not. And, you know, my ambition is to prove them right and, you know, show them they did hire the right guy, and I'll continue to do that until we've got ourselves to being a successful club year after year after year.